everyone to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Kobayashi, Sainz, Perez, the captain, Ocon, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly, Russell, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Sargent, Joe, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Welcome to Driving Immersion for the immersive racing experience. We drive full-length races in full simulation, the way F124 is meant to be played, from the driver's cockpit with a Fanatec force feedback wheel and pedal set. If you enjoy the racing here at Driving Immersion, give us a like and subscribe and let us know how you enjoyed the race. It will help us reach other race fans like you. In addition, you'll be notified when the next race is available. Our content is on Facebook in HD and on YouTube in Ultra HD. Enjoy the race.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
The Formula One circus is back at the Barcelona Circuit in Spain. Recently restored to its original configuration, it promises to be a faster race. Yes, the chicane at the last turn of the lap has been removed. We are now accelerating down to a following sweeping right-hand turn. Very important as it opens to the main straight. There's a bit of weather at the start, and we'll see how it's going to play on the race. It's not called a wet race, so we can't put on wet tires. Here we are fumbling around with the race strategy, but because of the rain at start, it's really unpredictable, so we're going to go with what's programmed at first, and it's going to be a two-stop strategy, 2 yellows and 1 set of hard tires. Here's our look at our setup. You can pause the video if you want to take a look at it. It's based off of the lowest downforce preset, but we added wings because it started to rain. Here we are as we start our formation lap, and you can see the rain falling here down the main straight, and you can see the pit row right next to us to the right.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Again, a very long straight here into turn 1, and we're going to brake very hard to the right, turn left on turn 2, and then we are going to hold the throttle here, exiting through turn 3, as it's very slippery, and you want to obviously get as much velocity or speed as you can. And then right under the bridge, we're going to start braking into turn 4. And that is going to sweep us back onto turn 5, which is a dropping left-hander. And we're going to take a lot of curb here to the right. If everything goes right, accelerate out. Bends a little bit through turn 6, and it's a left. And then another left here through turn 7. Again, taking a lot of curb on the left and the right as we exit. Turn 9 here, over the crest, kind of a blind right-hander. And right here is the apron to the left, and that is the blind part, is you don't see it until you're there. DRS zone here into turn 10, a very slow left-hander. We're going to bring it down to 3rd gear. As we patiently accelerate out, we'll be up to 4th here, maybe 5. And then as we turn on to 12, slow down. Turn right here to 13. And that is the pit entrance here to your right. Turn 14, another right turn, and that again is the sweeping right-hand turn before this very long straight, which is going to bring us to our second DRS zone. And again, very important, as a lot of the passing can occur here if you are close enough to the car ahead of you. So as we form the grid here, we are going to get into our good spot.
Parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as...
Here we are. 5 lights out, and it's a go. So as with the formation lap, you didn't see a lot of tire spray from the tires, and I believe that the rain that you see falling here is actually very minimal on the tarmac, and that's why it was not called a wet race. This happened once before in an earlier race in the season, and we just saw a very sketchy turn 1 and turn 2 as we tried to drive underneath our teammate Kamui Kobayashi and decided against it at the very last moment, locked up our brakes, rode over the curb on the right of turn 1, and that bounced us over to the curb on the left of turn 2. Kept the car in good shape and back in the race here in lap 1. No damage, no collisions.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
So right now, within the first couple of laps, we're going to have to try to see where this rain is going. It did predict that it would only be about a quarter, maybe an eighth of the race length in the weather forecast, so we do expect it to stop. However, we don't know if it's going to be more extreme, meaning more rain before it actually does stop. There is enough time for the race to become fully wet at this point.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So there we are, we had DRS on our teammate Kamui Kobayashi, and we pass him before we arrive at turn 1. You can see here that he is still very close, and that is how most passes are going to happen in this race to turn 1. Still very slick. You can see that the 66 had a big slide there, and Kamui is still just sitting right behind.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
And having a look at the steering wheel there, you can see the tires are just not up to the temperature yet, maybe about 10 degrees. We should be there, and this is only lap 2. Again, looking forward, no tire spray from the little bit of rain that you see falling on your screen. The track is a little bit slick, but I would say it's only about 30% slick as opposed to full rain. Down the main straight again to finish lap 2. And you can see there that Max got the fastest lap and immediately right after.
No tire condition for now. Everything's looking good.
The number 66 got the fast lap. So on lap 3, we are P5, right behind Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, and the other Ferrari right in front of him of Charles Leclerc. I believe that is Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. And as far as we can see, no damage yet to his car. If you remember the last 2 races, he's had a damaged wing for most of the race. He had come in through the pits, but his team decided not to fix it, and he continued on to finish the race on a broken wing. Here we are, exiting turn 9 through the DRS zone. You can see here that we make up a little time and space on the cars just ahead.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
And turn 12 is actually a little bit complicated of a turn. It does crest a little bit, but because we are pushing the car, the traction actually goes away as we crest to the right. And the Ferrari's having a look at Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes. Their battling has let Lewis go just a little bit, and the 66 is stuck behind. Coming in through turn 5, the only secret to this turn is to slow down a lot. And here, the turn 7 and turn 8, it looks like a chicane. It is very complex as well, because you do shift weight from the right to the left. Again, through 12 and 13, we are waiting for the rain, see what it's going to do. Just taking it easy right now. We are stuck behind a Ferrari, but the other cars are not getting away too much. You can see here that Carlos Sainz is about a second ahead.
Just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
And here with the DRS, we are going to be able to get around one of the Ferraris. So up to P4 at this point. The very slow turn 5. On board with Charles Leclerc just behind the number 66 Driving Immersion of Mars Medina. Coming in through turn 9 down a DRS zone. Having a look at our steering wheel, it shows that we are 1.7 seconds faster than our fastest lap. 1.9 now, 2 seconds. So this is going to be a fast lap. However, we are still stuck behind a Ferrari and a Mercedes. And that car very far off into the distance is the lead car of Max Verstappen. You see there that he just got the fast lap, Carlos Sainz, and then
keep up this momentum. Gap to your teammate behind, 3.3 seconds.
And then the number 66 got the fastest lap that time around. Oh, and the Ferrari is able to get by Lewis Hamilton here in the Mercedes. Through turn 4. Turn 5 again. You can see there's a lot of bleachers here at the Barcelona Circuit. A lot of lawn area here on the left as well. A very good spectator venue, as you can go all around the track. So we just saw there that our button on our steering wheel is closing the DRS wing prematurely. There are no faults through engineering, so it must be our steering wheel. And we are going to have to perhaps replace the button or assign a different button. Max Verstappen fast lap again.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
But before you can take a breath, Mars Medina took the fastest lap again. So here we are. It looks like we got past both the Ferrari and Mercedes down the main straight. Again, very important with the DRS, as we are going to reach our top speed. It also didn't help that they were able to create a big hole in the air for us to drive through. And this is on board Lewis Hamilton at the 66, just ahead. So Max Verstappen in the Red Bull keeping a comfortable distance, but he's not driving away right now. Again, looking at the 66 from Lewis Hamilton coming in through turn 10. Very slow here. And just have to patiently accelerate out as it continues to turn. And then switches right back into turn 12. Turn 13. Gotta take a ladder curve on the left. And then out to the main straight. Now Lewis should have his DRS available to him coming through here. And another fast lap for Mars Medina in the 66. So there are your standings. Verstappen in the lead, Hamilton in third, 2 Ferraris, Kobayashi, our teammate, in 6th place, Lance Stroll in 7th. Having a look out to the cars now, you can see the rain has slowed to perhaps a trickle or stopped altogether. I don't see any rain falling in the camera. And there is the lead, Max Verstappen, just leaving your picture with 2nd place, 66. Followed by Mercedes and 2 Ferraris. Very wide there on the exit. Touch a little bit of gravel.
Good job.
Again,
that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Another fastest lap. So as we circle around and complete laps, Max Verstappen and Mars Medina are creating fastest laps each time for the last 5 or 6 laps already. So these 2 cars are going very fast. Something to note is that the McLarens are not in sight, and they are a very fast car this season. So it's very likely that they may have a different strategy, or they might just be struggling with the tire sets that they have used at the start. And looking at the timing there, you can see there that Max Verstappen started on a set of hard tires. So he is very fast. He should be at least a 1.5 seconds slower than a car like the number 66, which is on a set of mediums. But you can see here that he is very fast. So he is going to be one of the cars that we're going to be racing with throughout the race. On board with the Ferrari, I believe this would be Charles Leclerc. And that is another Ferrari with a Mercedes just in front. Down the main straight again, you can see all the grandstands on the left. And through the cockpit now you can see that the rain has completely stopped. And we are going to start moving forward. Our tire temperatures are now up over 200 degrees. So if we're correct, we are riding with Lewis Hamilton, again watching the 66, very wide there on the exit, and riding the full apron on the left, slowing down at turn 10. Again, taking a lot of apron here on the left to make the widest turn. So another set of fast laps, but Lewis Hamilton got that one as he came in after the number 66. So it sounded like the 66 did lock up coming in through turn 5. Again, a very difficult corner as we have to slow down as it falls away. Turn 9 there has been a flat-out right-hander for many seasons. And it just depends on the regulations that construct the cars, I guess. But here we are racing with a set of mediums instead of a set of soft red tires.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
So another fast lap, and you can see there that Max Verstappen is remaining ahead, and very difficult to catch up to at this point considering the fast laps that we've had. He has no fuel concerns, no tire concerns. And you can see there that we have a big surplus of fuel. Again, one of the gambles that we chose not to mess around with at the start with the strategy of the race. And it was simply because we couldn't predict how much longer it was going to rain, if it was going to go heavier or lighter. But you can see here that obviously it stopped. There are now shadows from the cars on the track. So now that fuel we may be using quite a bit of, so we'll figure it out as we go along. And it looks like we made a little bit of time and space to Max Verstappen here. It's very possible that at this point his hard tires have reached their peak as far as grip and speed. They will stay there a little bit longer.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Than a set of mediums, even though a set of mediums will have more grip. But the mediums will start to fall away faster, just like the hard tires would. So he should be able to go and circle at this speed for quite a few more laps, maybe 10 or 15 before his speed starts to decrease because of worn tires. It's now lap 13, and our first pit stop is programmed for lap 22, so we'll see how the tires are wearing just before we get there. And looking at the practice data from tire wear, I don't believe we'll be able to stretch out a set of mediums to go and surprise any one of the other drivers with a single stop. I think definitely we are going to be going and requiring to do 2 stops here. Down the main straight, looking back from Max Verstappen in the lead, that is the number 66 with the DRS open. Gaining a little bit of time and space on Max Verstappen. The view from the helicopter shows that the 66 is now right behind Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, coming in through turn 10 and turn 11. That is 12 now, and we are going to dive through 13, 14, down the main straight. The 66 should have the DRS available to him. This time down the straight, and you can see here that the rear wing is open. We are certainly going a lot faster than the car in front as a result of DRS. A little bit of squeezing through turn 1 and turn 2, and we are ahead of Max Verstappen. Again, it's very likely that this is as much grip as the set of hard tires are going to have. So that is a good example of how fast the medium tires are in comparison to the hard tires. Still a very close race. You can see there the top 5 cars with the 5th car very far behind. So the Mercedes and the Ferrari in tow of the Red Bull and the Driving Immersion number 66. Now both the Ferrari and the Red Bull should have their DRS available. And let's just see if they're able to gather more speed than the 66. Nope, not into turn 1. However, they're battling with each other, and you can see here that we put a few car lengths on them just for the few corners that they're competing with each other. And Max takes the place back from the Ferrari and Carlos Sainz. This is Lewis Hamilton again as we watch the 3 cars ahead race ahead. So we got to see there that even Lewis Hamilton lifted through turn 9. Again, depending on the configuration of the cars based on the regulations, turn 9 has been in many years a flat-out right-hander. That would mean that you just keep your foot on the throttle as you sweep through. There is a big runoff on the left, but it does open onto a DRS section, so it is very important. Down the main straight with Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, still in very close tow of the number 66 Driving Immersion. So he must have a very good fast setup here, keeping up with a set of grippier tires on the car ahead. But it should be, the grip on the number 66 should be falling off pretty soon. As we are on lap 17, we do expect to change out of them on lap 22. And I believe we are expecting about 22 to 26% wear by then. We are at 12 and 17 in the front now. There's Max Verstappen with a DRS. You can see that he's got higher top speed as a result of that open wing, as he easily gets by the number 66. 14 in the driving immersion number 66.
The car in front is a second a lap faster, 1 second. Okay,
Don't
so
forget
we're leading our teammate by 12.1 seconds.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps our channel. So we just heard that Kamui is still in the race, but he is a distance back now, about 12 seconds. And the last couple of races he was actually very fast. In fact, qualifying ahead of the number 66.
So, all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Coming in through the main straights.
The pit window, and you're going to be on mediums.
To start lap 20. And we are riding close behind Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Trying to conserve our tires.
Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Again, we have a set of the mediums on, and they should expire before his set of hard tires. So at this point, instead of trying to pass him and putting more wear on our set of mediums and faster, we are going to try to stay behind and hopefully minimize the wear as we continue to circle, as long as we're able to stay with him. And again, at this time, after lap 20, we are expected to come in at 22. And that means that our tires have probably passed their peak as far as speed and grip. So at this point they are falling away, but as long as we can keep up with Max Verstappen here, we can reduce the additional wear that we would be putting if we were to come around him and in fact drive faster. So again, a lot of the factors that you have to consider as we circle around here. Again, in Formula One, the cars are very close as far as capabilities, so every little second and millimeter counts.
Lap, so push now, push.
Coming in through turn 5 as we circle around, our tires are actually still in pretty good shape. The front left, however, is definitely past its peak. However, we continue to be able to lap around with Max Verstappen here using our extra fuel and our ERS to keep up with him in the straights. So he may have the grip advantage here coming in through the turns again, but once the track goes straight, we're able to get back any advantage that he might have been putting on us with our fuel and our ERS. And there you saw it, he came in, and a Ferrari as well in the pits. This is lap 23, so he may be changing out of his hard tires. I believe his tires should still be pretty good. And I think if we were to look back at the tire wear prediction in the strategies, the hard tires should be at least 30 laps or 32 laps, but he came in on 23. And having a look from the crane, no car behind the 66 now, so a lot of cars must be coming in to change out of their first set of tires. Some hard, some medium tires. And that was the actual lap that the 66 was supposed to come in and change out of the tires. However, we're going to keep circling the track. The right front is past its peak. However, the remaining 3 tires are actually still in pretty good shape. And we're going to try to see if we can make some time here with an open track. See if we can jump Max Verstappen in the pits. Again, still a very long race. And you have to consider all of the available options and strategies that you can still form. Lap 23 of 66. There you see it on the lower right hand of your screen, the tire wear on the front left, as we have a lot of these very fast sweeping right-handers are going to put out a lot of wear on that right front.
Kamui in the pits now.
Turn 3 here being one of them, as you are turning right for a very, very long time at a very, very high speed. Lap 24 of 66, the number 66 Driving Immersion now in first place as the other cars have come in to change out of their first set of tires. Let's see if this is going to be the lap that we come in. And it wasn't until after the race that we had discovered we lost all communications with the driver cockpit, so we don't have any commentary or communication with the driver at this point throughout the race. Driving past the pits, very difficult to see if there's any cars. No cars in there now. So it's very likely that within the last couple of laps a lot of people have come in already. Again, based on the predictions, very difficult here to get by with a single stop race.
Gap to your teammate behind, 38.7 seconds.
But very curious as to how the hard tires on Max's car expired so soon. It's very likely that they may have been the set of hard tires that was used in the practice sessions.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So there we just got a communication from the driver. This is the pit in, and we will come in and change out of these tires at the end of this lap. So yes, for the race weekend, the teams only got 2 sets of hard tires and 2 sets of mediums, and the rest are soft tires, which are basically useless because we can't use them in the race. They just don't last long enough. And we are waiting for the 66 to come in. There we are. A lot of tire smoke from heavy braking with the pit speed limiter. And this is going to be the first stop for the 66. No cars in the pits, as we believe they have all come in already to change out of their tires. So very likely that everybody's on a 2-stop at least. There we are, very fast in the pit lane. A pit stop here is only about 22 seconds from entry to exit. And I believe the last race at Montreal was actually a little bit shorter than that because the pit entry was very short. Pit exit was very short, so it shouldn't take very long to come in and change for a set of tires. Having a two-stop strategy, that's going to be very important here.
This is our true place here. They've pitted as well, so we've got to warm up our tyres and get the most out of it. Come on.
As it could cost you a lot of time if there were long pit times, and again, inconsequential if you are very fast coming in and out. So P6 after our first pit stop, that is the Ferrari just ahead. And we are looking through here from the crane, trying to see which set of tires the Ferrari ahead has after their pit stop. And we actually spent a lot of time going over the strategy for the race, not just because of the rain at the very start, but because if you could put a set of the hard tires in between the two stints of the soft tires. Oh, there's a car expired on the right.
Green flag.
Coming into turn 10, didn't actually get a notification of who was expired at the right. Usually there's a pop-up on the screen. But we'll eventually find out. Lap 27 of 66 as we come in to start lap 28.
Great
Number
work. That's a new
66
fastest lap of the race. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please.
is in
3.3
P5.
seconds.
And we are on our second set of mediums. As the car gets lighter, the car should go faster. And that's exactly what happened on that lap. So for right now, we have a clear track just ahead of us. And that would be Lando Norris and Max Verstappen in the McLaren and the Red Bull ahead. And here is a replay of, I believe that is Daniel Ricciardo expiring to the right with a mechanical failure, obviously. And that would be out of turn 4. Back to Mars Medina in the number 66. Coming in through turn 13. Turn 14 down the main straight.
The car behind starting to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
So having a quick look at the fuel surplus that we had on the top right of the steering wheel, it is now a plus 3.1, and I believe we started with a little close to 4 extra laps, so we are burning fuel right now, and we are driving at a deficit. Obviously there's still a lot of surplus, but we'll see how the race unfolds. It would be ideal to have it maintained, meaning that it does not show a reduction of the surplus. But obviously, if you're going to go fast, you're going to burn fuel. Coming in through slow turn 10. And again, it's a very long left-hander through turn 11. Turn 12, also a very long right-hander. Again, it does put a lot of wear on the right front as we do accelerate out.
on by about a second a lap.
Yes, if you get a good look ahead, we are getting closer to Lando Norris and Max Verstappen just up ahead. And that is 3 and 4 in the race. Looking at the timing and the standings on the upper left of your screen, you can see there that both of the cars ahead have a set of hard tires on, and that would be their second set. So I believe they expect a lot of wear out of their tires, and again, Max Verstappen very fast, able to keep up with us on a set of hard tires with our set of mediums. Downshift as we come in through 12. Ride the curb on 13. Ride the apron as we come in through 14. Now this time around we've got DRS available to us as we are closer to Lando Norris now.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 20.7 seconds.
And we got a quick look there at the distance that we can get closer to Lando Norris as a result of the DRS, the open wing in the back. So here on the twisty, curvy part of the track, we should have an advantage over the McLaren just up ahead, as he does have his hard tires on. And again, we are very close to Lando Norris here. We need to get around him as Max Verstappen is gaining a little distance on him, so he is going faster than both of us right now. Another DRS zone here as we're coming into turn 10. Not close enough for the number 66. Just under the wing as we come in through 12. Now this time around, as we come in through the main straight, we should be close enough that we can use our DRS, hopefully, to be able to get by Lando Norris here. But again, it's all dependent on if he's got ERS available to him, and perhaps that time around he didn't use it or didn't have enough. As the 66 comes around by turn 1, we are now getting to Max Verstappen. Again, keep in mind that both of these cars, the McLaren and the Red Bull up ahead, have hard tires on. So theoretically we should be able to lap faster than both of these cars. On board with the 66, looking at the timing in the center of the steering wheel, it looks like we have a positive lap here, so that it's faster than our previous laps, including our fastest lap. And that is going to be how we gauge if we are able to get closer or even be able to get by Max Verstappen here. Obviously, if the timing is negative, meaning that we are losing time, it's not going to be fast enough to get around. Right now, as we start the 33rd lap, we are about 0.5 seconds faster than our fastest lap. And you can see here just visually that we are getting closer to Max. Coming in through turn 4. The secret here is to use our advantage in that we are faster through the twisty parts of the circuit, so that we are close enough to him by the time we get to the main straight, and we can use our ERS and DRS to boost our speed to get by. But here we are at turn 10. We're able to get underneath Max. We did have DRS and ERS available to us. It is the short section of DRS, but it was enough to get by Max in the Red Bull. Now coming down the straight, he should have his DRS available to him. We're going to come into the middle of the track just lazily so that we can block any attempt to come in the inside. And you can see here that it forced him on the outside, which is the longer way around turn 1, and prevented him from trying to come around. So this time around, we're going to be able to keep our spot on the grid and stay ahead of Max. Coming into turn 5. Again, very slow and falling. Going to use the apron on the right.
Caution, caution.
So another yellow flag, and there is a car there on the left,
Okay,
expired.
clear.
So a couple of DNFs here at Barcelona in Spain on lap 34.
The car ahead's starting to create a gap. They're just starting to pull away from us now.
So again, looking at the display on the steering wheel, our timing here for this lap so far is in the red, so we are a positive 0.3 seconds slower than our fastest lap. And that's actually not too bad. Now, one thing to note is that just behind us is Max Verstappen. In the last several laps, he's been able to stay with us just behind, and he's got actually a set of the hard tires, which are less grip than our medium tires, which will provide more grip. And what we're watching is the grenading of another engine in the Aston Martin. I believe that is Lance Stroll that we saw on the side of the road just a couple of laps ago. On board with Max Verstappen as we are coming around lap 36 behind the number 66 Driving Immersion with Lewis Hamilton just up ahead in the Mercedes. Very wide right-hand turn of turn 4 onto the curb as we exit out and dropping down through turn 5. Again, taking advantage of the apron on the right.
Hamilton's ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1 minute 20.1. You're gaining by 1.6 seconds a lap.
And so that is the update for the driver ahead. Again, it is one of the commands that you can call for to the pit crew from the car during the race. Here we are activating our DRS past Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. That is one of the Red Bull teams coming out of the pits. And he's going to be a back marker. You can see there that immediately he got the blue flag, and the Mercedes and the Ferrari were able to just go around. Nope, that's Max Verstappen. So a Mercedes and a Red Bull. There you saw there that there was a marshal waving a blue flag, and that is for the car ahead of the 66. And those are actually blue flags that you would see on a blue light box. So you can use them for reference as well as the light boxes for blue flags, yellow flags, and so on. So it does help to keep an eye on the marshals on the side of the track. And it appears another Williams comes into the pits as the 66 comes around again. Lap 38 of 66, we are now in second place. That is Carlos Sainz just up ahead by 1.7 seconds. A little bit off into the grass there as we come in through 4. No DRS this time through turn 10. We are slowly catching up to the Ferrari ahead in first place. Again, another reminder, if you're enjoying the race, please give us a like and subscribe as it helps us reach other race fans like you. Very quick look at the HUD there for the number 66. The left front is getting worn a lot faster than the other tires. I suppose it might have benefited to stagger the pressures, and we did. But again, just a lot of right-hand turns here that are on the very fast portions of the circuit. Really not much more we can do to avoid wearing that left front more than we are now, or less than we are now. So turn 9, there's actually a very wide apron on the inside, and you can ride over the curb to sweep through turn 9. However, it makes it unpredictable as to how far wide you're going to come out on the exit if you lose traction going over the curb. So we have been trying to miss the inside or the apex of turn 9 as far as riding onto the curb throughout the race, electing instead to just back off just a little bit so that we can keep traction coming through. So Carlos Sainz just up ahead in the Ferrari. Having a look at the standings on the upper left, you can see he's also got a set of mediums. So he should be just as fast, and he is, as we've been trailing him now for the last several laps, unable to get closer, faster. So we're going to need to get into the DRS zone here with the Ferrari just up ahead, and that means that we have to be within 1 second at the timing for the DRS activation. I believe that's coming up here, and you can see signs. Nope, missed it. There we are. We are in DRS. And I believe that is for the car just ahead of us. It is a back marker. And the back markers will actually allow you to activate DRS if you're within 1 second of them ahead. But that is the car we're chasing, the red Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. As we come in through turn 4, he is exactly 1 second and 5/100ths ahead. Get that down to just 1 second or less when we cross the DRS timing as we come in through 14. And here on the inside part of the track where it's twisty, there's a lot of turns. We don't really have that much of an advantage to him, again because he is also using a set of mediums. There, we're closer now than we've been in the last several laps to Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. We should have, there's the timing line for the DRS. We should have less than 1 second. There we are. We can activate DRS.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
So not fast enough here to get by into turn 1, and you heard that we backed off very early before coming into the turn just to give space. We got a call from the pit crew that we will be coming in pretty soon, so
Lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
It may not be worth it to get past him now if we are going to be pitting within 2 laps.
Okay, the car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form.
So in the last 5 or 6 laps, we've been racing pretty hard to get up to Carlos Sainz here in the Ferrari, and we're looking back from his car at the 66. Anyway, that the last few laps have put a lot of wear on the tires, and we're actually planning again for 22 laps on the second set of mediums as we did with the first set. However, we went 24 with the first set of mediums, and we were hoping to do that with this set, but again, we've been racing pretty hard, so that is going to be questionable now as we approach our pit window. Coming down the main straight, we've got our DRS open, and as we are making distance on the Ferrari, we get by handily before
okay,
turn
good
1.
Work. Great pass.
There on the HUD, on the lower right hand of your screen, you can see the wear that we have on the left front, which is 24%. However, on the right front, we are only at 7%. So again, we are putting a lot of wear on this set of tires, and it is going to be questionable if we can go another 3 laps, which is exactly what we would have to do if we were to do 24 laps as we did with the first set. And there we are, a Ferrari coming into the pits, and that is going to be Carlos Sainz in second place. You can see Max Verstappen flash by. And I believe that would be Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes following him. And let's just see what tires they put on. He should be coming on to a set of hard tires. There is the Mercedes taking off. So hard tires for the Ferrari and hard tires for the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. That is Sergio Perez in the Red Bull coming in. As we're watching him, he's pretty far back at this point. Our teammate gets past him as he comes in. So our teammate is pretty far back as well. And for Perez, I believe those are... They should also be a set of hard tires, unless he went with Max's strategy. Nope, we won't get to see it. Oscar Piastri and a set of hard tires. Flashing through, that is Max Verstappen in second place, 2.3 seconds behind the number 66. Should be coming into your camera. There he is. And that is the distance from first to second. The other 2 cars that you have on your screen, those are back markers at this point. That is one of the Haas, and he's going to be giving away to Max Verstappen here, as he will be getting the blue flag. So lap 45 of 66, we are waiting for the Driving Immersion number 66 to come in. And right now you can watch him circle the track with a set of mediums, and that will be his second pair. Here we are coming into the pits. Very hard braking as you see the tire smoke, but just behind us is Max Verstappen in second place, coming into the pits as well. So he will be changing out of his second set of white tires, and you can see here that he's putting on a set of yellows. Already on the exit as the 66 is getting a tire change, and you can see here that we just beat him and maintained our spot on the grid through the pit. But now we have a set of hard tires and Max has a set of the medium tires. So in a couple of laps, he should be a little bit faster than the 66. And if we're able to stay with him, it may be a race at the end. So certainly we'll have to watch how this unfolds. And that is Lewis Hamilton, third in tow here. So right away you can see here that Max is handily able to keep up with the 66, which is exactly what we expected. And it's certainly not what we thought the strategy would be. So he went very short stints on his hard tires, and he's actually going to go on a fairly long stint here with his mediums. And there we are. We can see that Max is very eager to get by. Coming in through turn 5, 7, and 8 now. And watching the race from Lewis Hamilton's car. Very close in the closing turns of the lap. Max should have his DRS available down the main straight. Again, it's very long, and you can use a combination of ERS and DRS, but because the length of this straight, your ERS will usually expire or degrade appreciably. And you can see here that Max is able to get around the 66 very easily, even way before the turn into turn 1, and he's putting on a distance right now. And this is the twisty part of the circuit. He should have quite an easy advantage over us now, if you want to consider that both sets of tires, his yellows and our hard tires, have come into temperature. He will have much more grip, and
Piastri has just set the fastest lap of the race.
He is definitely putting on time. And thing to note is the car ahead of us, the Ferrari, actually was able to get by us in the pit strategy, and that is why they are ahead of us right now. And there is the distance to Max Verstappen again. Very fast now with his set of mediums. And very fast on the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Side by side coming into 2 and 3. But Max is going to take it. And right away he's got a few car lengths on the Ferrari. Meanwhile, here on board with the number 66, we are quite aware of exactly how much the car can do and can't do, and that's why Max is getting away. And at this point of the race, we are very limited by our set of tires.
Nice move, good job.
So we get by the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. His set of tires a couple of laps older than ours, but again, through the DRS zone, we were able to get by him.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 34.1 seconds.
Again, here for Barcelona, our teammate Kamui Kobayashi is further back. I don't believe he is in the points at this time, but you heard that he was 34 seconds behind.
Gap to the car in front, 1.7 seconds.
So 1.7 seconds is still not too bad. It's very possible that we could make that up over a few number of laps. And that is something we're banking on, as Max is going a long distance on his set of hard tires. Well, only a couple of laps too long, or longer than he should. But again, we'll see how this rolls out at the end. Again, if his tires do degrade faster than ours, which are hard tires, it's very possible that we could make up that time. Nothing to do but wait and see here at this point. The number 66 ahead of the Ferrari and the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. So what we have here is 3, 4, and 5, with Lewis being in 5th place. Max Verstappen off into the distance with the Red Bull, the McLaren of Lando Norris ahead. And right now we are looking at Lando Norris. That is the only car that may be out of the normal pit strategy. It's very likely that they may have just gone with a single stop. Very late into the race, now 51 of 66. It's very possible that he may try to finish it with this set of mediums, although he will be going very deep into their traction level or ability.
Green flag.
Down the main straight and through 1 and 2. We continue to tow the Ferrari and the Mercedes. I believe all 3 cars are on a set of hard tires now and should be fairly equally matched. But the car to catch is the Red Bull of Max Verstappen with a set of mediums. And again, he is going to try to finish the race with that set of tires. if he can get enough distance between the number 66 or even Lando Norris, if he gets by him, it's very likely that he may end up with the top step and podium. Still a lot of laps left, and we'll see how it unfolds. Driving here with the number 66 coming into turn 1 and 2. We are trying to see how much longer these hard tires are going to be able to maintain their grip. We're trying to put very minimal wear on them at the same time so that we may be at their peak of their performance even longer. And we are certainly counting on that by the end of the race. We are hoping that Max Verstappen's tires, which are the medium tires, may expire a couple of laps before the end, and that will maybe give us enough time to make up some distance on him. But again, if he gets by Lando Norris, who is in first place, not very likely at all, and we'll see in a couple of laps here. So you can see that he is 4.9 seconds ahead of the 66 now, with more than 10 laps to go. If he stays in that time split by the time we get to lap 56, it's likely that
we need to catch up with the car ahead.
he may start to slow down.
Around 5 seconds.
So in a couple of laps here, we should be able to figure out if we can catch him, or if we can try. And having a look at our tire wear, left front is 9%, right front 2%. So definitely, again, a lot more wear on the left front, but still manageable at this point. Rear tires are doing well. You know, very big slide there for the 66 as we exited turn 4, getting onto power. That looks like one of the Haas ahead of us. Again, a back marker at this point. And as we get closer, he will be getting the blue flag so we can drive around. Making use of a lot of the curbs here as a lot of the turns are sweeping.
35.4 seconds.
So Kamui losing another second here. Looking at the timing, you can see there that Max is now another half a second, maybe 1 second ahead of us after just one lap. So he is still gaining speed and obviously cutting time. 6.1 now. Getting on the ERS as early as we can down the main straights. We have put a little bit of distance on the Ferrari and the Mercedes just behind us. Again, they have the same set of tires as we have. But looking back, it's only a matter of a few car lengths. What we need to do is get back up to Max Verstappen ahead. And we are starting to calculate now that we are running out of time if we're going to make this a race. And instead, in a few laps, we're going to try to decide if we're just going to maintain our spot. Being third right now, we are on the podium. Again, from the helicopter, a very good view of the sweeping turns. Again, most of them are right-hand turns, so our left front has to go through a lot of wear. We did set them up with a couple of more pounds of pressure just to keep them a little bit cooler, so that they may last a little bit longer, but not really a lot of help. This track does put a lot of wear on tires. Back on board now, you see that it's a little bit bumpy if you cut the apex into turn 9. And again, we've been trying to avoid cutting in as it will bounce us back to the outside. There is a big gravel trap on the outside at the exit of 9, and we are trying to avoid that, obviously. So another caution, didn't see anything there. Another back marker up ahead. On board with Max Verstappen, he is up to Lando Norris. Now, having a look at Lando's car, it looks like he does have a set of the yellow striped tires, which are the mediums. Another 8 laps to go. I don't believe that his tires will be at their peak. In fact, they should be expiring within a few laps of their peak. Back to the 66 Driving Immersion. I believe that is, again, one of the Red Bull teams that we'll have to get by. We are watching Max Verstappen as he's got his DRS available to him, coming down the main straight on Lando Norris, and he handily gets by before turn 1. So Max now in the lead, and at this point he's getting faster and faster. Lando Norris also on a set of mediums, but his tires are older. And again, we suspect that Lando Norris may only be on a single stop. And that is exactly why his set of yellows are older than Max's tires. So he will not have as much grip as Max. And we are watching Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton in 4th and 5th place. Just behind the number 66. And you can see him just disappearing there in the distance. The closest race is now between these two. And these two have been gradually losing time to Mars Medina in the 66 throughout the last 6 or 7 laps as they are racing each other. The number 66 now just about 3 seconds ahead. There he is, just coming through your screen as the Ferrari is going to try to get an inside on Lewis Hamilton. Still side by side coming out of 2 and 3. And it looks like Carlos Sainz is going to get this from Lewis Hamilton. On board with the 66 laps, 60 of 66 now, and it looks like we may just have to maintain our place here.
Okay,
Lando
keep
Norris
an eye on that gap ahead, please. 11.8 seconds.
and Max Verstappen way ahead. And they have put on so much time that unless something catastrophic happens, it's not likely that within 6 laps we'll be able to make up that 12 or 13 seconds now. Tires are still in very good shape. Looking at the HUD on the lower right. On board again with Mars Medina in the 66. Having a look at the upper right of the steering wheel, you can see that we have a surplus of 1.35 laps. Now, very important because...
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 12.5 seconds.
if we had started the race with our usual 3 laps of surplus fuel, or even 2 laps of surplus fuel, we would have been out of fuel by now. Either that, or we would have been slowly fading to the back, trying to conserve fuel. So this time around, the pit crew strategy got it right. On a 2-stop, as tires, the medium tires,
be aware the car behind is catching you by 0.5 a lap, 0.5.
were wearing very quickly, lap after lap here in Barcelona, and our fuel, obviously we're not able to conserve or make any fuel as we are having to race hard. On board with Lando Norris in second place. That's Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, the dark car ahead. Just streaking away in first place. And that is exactly how far behind we are as we saw them come through here when we were on board with Lando Norris. So a lot of time and a lot of distance to make up before the end of the race. Very wide here on the exit of 9. Again, we slid all the way out over the apron and into the gravel. You saw a lot of dust and debris on the left tires. Not what we want to do coming out of 9, as it will slow you down for a DRS section. And that is definitely going in the opposite way of where we want to be. So another reminder, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. And thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you're enjoying the race. Let us know what you think. Turn 2. Turn 3 here as we apply the throttle.
And gap to the car in front, 13.9 seconds.
So in the last couple of laps, the cars up ahead have put on another couple of seconds, so we are definitely losing time in the 66. This is on board with Lewis Hamilton, just behind the number 66, and he does still have the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz racing closely behind him. And from the camera, there's another Ferrari of Charles Leclerc behind both of them. Looking at the standings, it looks like our teammate should at least be able to finish in the points. So, a commendable result on lap 63 of 66. And I believe at this race here in Barcelona, the Driving Immersion team is competing very closely with the McLaren team, within 1 or 2 points exchanging the lead just between races. There is Carlos Sainz with his DRS getting around Lewis Hamilton coming into turn 1. They are still racing, 2 laps to go. So having a long shot at the camera, you can see that these three cars are actually catching up to the 66 little by little as the race comes to a close. We are looking at Lewis Hamilton, who's been racing with both or either Ferraris throughout the race. And very good result for him now, as he will also come in with points to finish the race. Starting lap 65 of 66. It looks like he's got his DRS open, but Charles Leclerc tries to look at the inside. Just ran out of space. So now Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz side by side into 2 and 3. And Carlos is going to give way to Lewis. Just fading out of the screen is the number 66 on board now. The timing on the upper left shows that number 1 and number 2 of Max Verstappen and Lando Norris have put on another couple of seconds within the last couple of laps. So obviously the number 66 didn't have anything in the tires to be able to catch up. And then having a look at our fuel reserve, we were very lucky again to go with exactly what the strategist suggested at the very start. We would have definitely run out of fuel.
P3, you're currently in P3. Lando ahead. They're on old mediums. Hamilton's behind you now. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. The distance to the leader, 20.1 seconds. Final lap, push, push.
And so that is the race update on the last lap of 66 here in Barcelona. There is the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton sandwiched between the Ferraris, and fading into your screen is the 66 in third place. This is the last time around, so when we cross the start-finish line, that will be at the end of the race. But thankfully, another podium finish for the Driving Immersion team and Mars Medina in the 66. Very carefully out of 12 and 13 and 14, as we have no chance to catch up to the leaders now. Coming into the end, you can see the checkered flag waving. And there we are, third place.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
So not a bad race for the 66. Kind of slow in the qualifying session. At least we made it to Q3.
Victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And it's one thing to win, but to win like that in total dominant style, that was a fantastic drive, and it is not one that we see very often.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they secured here.
So there we are, third in podium. Max Verstappen coming home with the win. Again, another very good race. And if you made it this far, again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know what you think of the race, and we'll see you again next time.
And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.